What's up, everybody? We're going to talk about Batman. Arkham Knight. Hope you're having a wonderful, joyous, pleasant day. Talk a little bit about my experience with Batman Arkham Knight. Played on the PS4 over the last several days. I beat the campaign. My finished score was 94% or something like that, I believe. I did not do all of the Riddler trophies. If you're familiar with the Arkham games, you know there's a bunch of fucking Riddler trophies. Ain't nobody got time for that. I don't have time for that, so I did not do the Riddler trophies. Uh, Out of the 250 or so, I have about 15. So, uh, oh well. Oh well. I didn't do the Riddler stuff. I didn't finish the firefighter stuff either. All of them. Which I probably will go back and finish just to do. Anyway, as far as gameplay goes, is Arkham Knight as good as the Arkham games in terms of combat? Yes. Yes, very much so. That crispness, I love that fucking word, crisp. That's what the combat feels like in that game. It feels like some of the combos don't work properly, and that's mainly, I don't know. I played uh, the Arkham series is the only series that I know of where I've played every single game I own of the series is on a different platform. I have Arkham City on the 360. I have Arkham Origins on the PlayStation 3. Then I got Arkham Knight for the PlayStation 4. And I don't know why, but it feels like just some of the combos didn't work properly for me. I believe that was mainly just user error, so I take that with a grain of salt. Mainly what comes to mind is the shield guys. Shield guys, of course, tap circle, which would be B on the Xbox controller, and then you double tap X, which would be A on the Xbox controller. And that move never seemed to quite work for me properly. I don't know if maybe I was pressing the buttons maybe a little too quick, maybe not fast enough. I don't know. But it wasn't working out too well. Outside of that, as far as gameplay goes, way too many tank sections. Way too many fucking tank sections. I like riding around the Batmobile and all that, and good. But there must have been 20 or so, roughly, times in the campaign where you stop and are limited to a restricted zone, and you fight a bunch of drones. That's not very fun. That it's not very fun at all. I mean, you think it's really cool. It's like, oh, this is sort of neat the first couple times. Excuse me. And then by the 10th time, you're going, Christ, I just want to be outside of the Batmobile beating up thugs with my own two hands. I don't want to be fighting these drones, listen to the dialogue is repeated over and over and over again. Especially by the Arkham Knight. There's only 3 or 4 things he says. And sooner or later, the whole, I'll kill you, that stuff, you'll hear it over and over and over again. Not only as you progress through the main story, but as you fight in these tank sections. As well as a lot of the side quests. There are a lot of they call them most wanted missions, which I believe is what they called them in Arkham Origins as well. Where it's pretty much everything other than the main story is a most wanted mission. And that'd be your stop Two-Face from robbing banks, or save Catwoman from the Riddler, and find all his trophies and stuff like that. But they had stuff like find Watchtowers and disable them. Destroy mines that are in the road, which is another part of that tank thing. The problem, which I'll talk about that more here in a second. Then there was the On the Roads side quest where there were certain checkpoints that popped up as you progress through the main story. I know that for a case that the main story has to progress to a certain point before certain checkpoints will appear. Uh, or I know that for a case. I know it for a fact. That's how it works. It's something I noticed as I was playing through the game. Now those missions are absolutely tedious and suck. Now the Watchtower missions I did not mind as much because a lot of them you had to tactically plan and so what. You could say that about the on the roads ones too. But a lot of that on the roads mission, I can think of 2 or 3 checkpoints where they have the big drones that you're supposed to fight in a tank held off in a sealed area that you can't get the Batmobile to. And there's a certain upgrade in the game that you can only get sort of late into the game that where you can actually go through these areas. And point of it is, these 3 missions suck, shouldn't be in the game. It's strictly there as like, let's see, we need to have them do something that'll waste a bunch of their time but keep them invested in the game. It's sort of something like that. They're not very good, not very fun at all. Way too many of them, way too many of them. Like the Watchtowers, there were like 8 or so in each of the 3 islands that sort of got like a Grand Theft Auto setup. Of course, I'm referring to GTA 4 before one of you people say, "Oh, there are 4 islands in that game." Yes, I know, just similar. Uh, as far as everything else, God, I think it's a good game. I don't know if it was my favorite out of the Arkham series. I do believe City is still my favorite. Dialogue is wonderful, and like I said, PS4 game looked great, played great. I can't think of any time where I had any glitches or something that broke the game whatsoever. Of course, I don't want to spoil the story any for you, so I'll leave that out of it. There is no pressing issues that I saw with it outside of uh, just oh, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and talk about this. It shouldn't come as really too much of a surprise, but when Warner Brothers and their studios and all that shit, and they say that Arkham Knight is an original character, no, it isn't. No, it isn't. That is an original idea, but as you play through the game, you'll quickly find out that that is not an original character at all. At all. Sort of sad, really. Fun game. Very fun game. A lot of busy side quests that aren't very fun. That see you repeating the same stuff over and over and over again. I cannot remember that ever being an issue in any of the other Arkham games like it was in this game. The story, solid. It spices things up a little bit, even with the tank sections. It still has a lot of really, really cool moments that I won't spoil. Uh, and each of the side missions bring about some type of interesting aspect to them. Although not a lot of them are very hard. In this game, I've also noticed that there's a very strong emphasis. In all the other games, they've called you detective, detective, detective. You know, as very big in Arkham City. You know, with Ra's al Ghul, he never referred to Batman as anything else other than detective. And then you know, Riddler has started calling Batman detective a lot more in this game. Got to use your noggin a little bit. I found myself stuck at times, mainly because I I played for way too long at a time. Uh, my noggin started to go out on me, you know. But gotta use your head a little bit. Of course, mine's a little defective at times. Whatever. Starting to ramble now. Good game, solid game. Sucks for the PC guys, but they're sorting it out. Get to play it. Beautiful game. Fun game. Recommend it? Yes. Very much so. If you play any of the Arkham games at all, this might be a good one to just start out with. I don't really know. Considering it is the last in the franchise, that might not be such a good idea, but whatever. People sort of got on the Witcher 3 bandwagon. Never played any of the other two. It's been known to happen. I can't think of a time where I'm necessarily guilty of it myself. Uh, mm, just taking a glance at my games, wondering. It, nope. Alright. Well, that's gonna be it for the video. Lord, that dragged on way too long. Much longer than necessary. Hard to get properly convey my feelings about the game outside of criticism. I know that's a big problem that I have. I have a hard time conveying, the joy. I had a blast playing the game. I really did. Especially, I say the second sit down with it. I was hesitant to play it up at first, I thought, man, with all the DLC and stuff they have planned for the game, there's no telling what the fuck's gonna be wrong with it. Nothing. Nothing actually. No content, as far as I know, was cut for DLC. It's mainly just side stuff. By the way, I downloaded that. I pre-ordered the game, you know, uh, like a day or so before it came out. I downloaded it digitally. So, uh, I got the Harley Quinn story pack. This is the only thing that I've actually watched on YouTube as opposed to playing. I watched the Harley Quinn story pack on Batman Arkham videos, which, by the way, if you're wanting to watch a playthrough and with just masterful gameplay, then that would be your person to go see. I actually watched that video, and he got through the whole thing in 13 minutes, I believe it was, and it offered nothing of any import. It's pretty much, oh, you get to play as Harley Quinn with a slightly different moveset through a bunch of combat instances. No. Oh, don't like that at all. It's bad. DLC so far has been bad. The skins actually look pretty cool though. They actually gave away a free skins pack on the PlayStation. I don't know about everybody else. I don't know how it works. Probably just a PlayStation thing. I know they were exclusives for Origins as well. Probably Arkham City as well. I don't know about Asylum. I can't recall. It's been a while ago since that game came out. And the New 52 is what it's called, I believe. Some nice looking skins. Nice looking skins. And the Batmobile one, you get one for pre-ordering the game, I believe, and then they have the free one. So I got two of the skin packs, I believe, so far. And there's only one Batmobile skin that comes with it, and it looks okay. It's pretty much the exact same, except it has a red stripe and a gimmick logo on it. So that's that. I'll see you next time. Apologize. Next video should be a little bit more organized. Probably should have sat down, They're like a little notepad on it. But whatever. It's done. It's over with. I'm gonna upload this fucking video. I went to. I'm not even gonna lie. And this is just a side note to those of you who actually managed to sit through this whole thing. Which of course there's none of you. So this is just for the sake of saying it. I got through about 10 minutes of the first video. This was actually. This went a lot smoother than the first go around. Believe it or not. And holy shit, that was horrible. It was so bad, in fact, that I just said, you know what, I'm gonna have another go with this. And it didn't turn out very well at all, but I'm gonna go with it because that's what I do. And as I do it, I hope you'll join me. I'll see you next time.